Good afternoon. Welcome back. It's Miriam from MC Travels, and today we're going to talk about Suitcase Sunday. Suitcase Sunday started a long time ago in our house when I was working full-time and I needed to have some designated time set aside to pack. So that became Sunday afternoons, and it didn't matter if the trip was the next day or the next week away. Sunday was Suitcase Sunday time. So in order to have Suitcase Sunday, one must have a suitcase. So before we actually get to the suitcase itself, I want to talk a little bit about your carry-on bag. So first off, do not put your prescriptions in your suitcase. Put them in the carry-on. You can use them in pill bottles like this, one for days, one for nights, or you can take the actual bottles with you. That really depends on you and how many medications you have, but they go in your roller bag or your carry-on bag with you. Now we also have a printed list of the medications in case we needed medical care and somebody wanted to know, or in case a airport or cruise ship personnel want to know what's in the pill box. Be careful what country you're going to, such as Japan. They have very strict medication rules, even if it is a prescription prescribed to you. So always check out where you're going. We've had no trouble at condos and at cruises that we have taken so far, and we have been on 35 cruises just traveling with the pill bottles, pill holder. So another thing in your carry-on bag that I use immediately on the plane, wipes, disinfectant wipes, tray table, the handle of the windowsill, window shade, seat belts, armrests, headrests. I wipe them all down. A lot of people might think that's overkill, but I try to stay as healthy as I can the whole time we're traveling. Okay, snacks. Sometimes you have a flight that doesn't offer anything except maybe pretzels, and that's a lot of times for domestic flying. Or perhaps you have a really tight connection and you can't go to a fast food place, or your flight is delayed, which now your connection is even shorter. So we travel with a couple of protein bars in our bags just in case, and some instant oatmeal packages. I can almost always get a cup of water on a plane, even if they have no food, and I can make my own. Now, I think I said this, but I'll mention it again. Take a printed list of your medications in case you are in a medical situation that you need to tell them what you are taking. Also, for most people, an umbrella, put it in your carry-on or in an outside area of your suitcase, not in with all your belongings. If you get to your destination and it's raining, you want to be able to get this out without a lot of trouble. I also try to get one small enough that I can put it maybe in my day purse for when I am at a resort or on a cruise ship going into port. Another thing I want to mention is your shoes. I always tell people, do not pack your running shoes. Do not pack them. Next to maybe boots, they are the heaviest shoes usually that you own. Put them on your feet. Don't take up the room or the weight in your suitcase for your running shoes. Also, if you had to evacuate the plane, it would be nice to have a pair of shoes on instead of a flip-flop. When you get to your destination, your hotel, your cruise ship, and you're concerned about sometimes leaving things in the safe, one of the things you can do is put a shoe in there, in the back, because you're not going to leave with only one shoe. You will always go back to find that other shoe. Now, for people, my husband and I are over 60. You may not need this, but we have folding canes that go in our travel bag. Unfortunately, I have broken many toes, fractured fibula, had a torn meniscus, where I have had to go shop for a cane. So I now own 4, and I might as well just take one. I have it wrapped up, folded down, probably never need it. I just drop it in my carry-on bag and I'm good to go. Because I also fall down and break my toes a lot, or slip and break my toe, I do have one of these fabulous Velcro boots. And I just put it in the bag because you never know. I've had to stop at many a Walgreens along the way to buy tape to tape up my toes. So if you're like me, just get one, pack it, be done with it. Also, in your carry-on bag, pack any of your jewelry, not in your suitcase, and of course, your documents. You don't want them in your suitcase. Even if you're flying domestic in the US and you can use your driver's license right now, when you get to a cruise ship, they're going to want to see your passport. Do not leave it in the suitcase that you hand it off to the cruise port porter for check-in. Okay, also your coat, if it's winter time or you're taking it maybe in the summer, but you're going to Alaska, don't pack your coat in your suitcase. Again, too much weight, too much room. You can take your coat with you, and that doesn't count as an item. You have to fold it up. You may not be able to put it in the overhead bin. It might have to go underneath you, underneath the seat in front of you, or on your lap, and then it becomes a nice little blanket. For those people who have a CPAP, usually look like this. This is a medical device. It is not part of your carry-on. Don't put it in your check bag. You can put it in your roller bag if it'll fit, just for ease of maneuvering. But even if you're stopped at the boarding gate, getting on the plane, and somebody attendant says to you, you have 3 bags and you're only allowed 2. You can tell them this is a CPAP medical device, and then you are allowed to proceed with it. It does not count against your carry-on. Please make sure it is labeled, because as you might notice, they all look the same in the airport. You would be surprised how many people travel with a CPAP machine. So, okay. For purses, I just have little small ones. This is my cruise one, and this is my resort one. I usually put this in my carry-on, and also you're going to put your passport in your carry-on, so that is already with me. Credit cards, some cash, all ready to go. Okay, so now we can go to the suitcase. So one of the things I'm going to tell you about the suitcase, just before I get into what goes in it, is the outside. If you have a luggage tag like this, as you will from an airline, don't just tear it off and put it in the trash, because you can tear this off, and if you don't happen to have a lint brush, this now can become a lint brush, and the sticky tape picks up all those little pieces. In the outside pocket, I have a soft-sided one here. So if you're using a hard shell, just the bottom layer that's flat. In the outside pocket of the suitcase, I do pack a few things. I pack a laundry hamper. This is an expandable one that you get at the dollar store. You can get the long one, you can get the round one. Just fits right in there, no problem. I usually pack a little bit of bubble wrap in there in case I end up bringing home something fragile. I have a tote bag, very flat, very light, not a problem. I might not use it, but if I need another check bag or I need another carry-on, I have it. And I use a safety pin to pin this end to the bag to help the zipper from not opening in transit. And I just leave it on there, and it lives in the suitcase. So speaking of zippers, see if I can put this up and show you a little travel hack. On your luggage, right here. This is just a twist tie. A twist tie like you get on a bread bag or in the produce section, anything, twist tie. This is not a lock, but you can put it through your suitcase zippers, line them up, pinch them together, put them through your suitcase zippers, and it will stop your zipper from opening and, you know, all your undies falling out for everyone to see. Anything else that you have that is flat and light, you can probably put in this outside pouch. I know that there are a number of people who do laugh at me, but we do it all the time. And that is, I also have a pool float in here. Not a brand new one. They're too stiff to blow up. One that you have used, and the resistance to blow them up is very low. And I will use them and sometimes leave them behind if I am done with them. So there you go. Now, we talked about your running shoes. You can actually put all your shoes that you're going to take on vacation, put them in a plastic bag and put them in your roller bag. I have started doing this since I retired because my bag no longer has folders full of work in it. So I can put my shoes in there because, once again, they're heavier and they make more room in my suitcase for clothes and anything else I want to take. Speaking of room, do not pack a towel. Do not pack a beach towel. You might have your favorite one. Maybe you'll buy one. That's okay. You can bring it home. But they're heavy and they take up room. Every cruise ship has beach towels that you can borrow. There's a fee if you don't return them, but why would you want to take that home when it weighs so much? Every resort I've gone to has beach towels. Perhaps some hotels might not, and you can just use your bath towel. But to me, that is a waste, taking up room in my suitcase for a towel. Speaking of locking things, I want to point out another bag. We also use a big canvas tote bag sometimes if we're traveling or we're packing our own snorkel gear, things like that. We'll put that in this bag. And again, I take that zipper and I clip it with a big safety pin. This one is actually a diaper pin, but whatever works for you. Again, not a lock, just to stop the zipper from opening. All right, so in packing, some people have started recommending packing cubes. I just got these and I've only used them once, but the idea is that you pack in one section. So it opens and has a depth to it, and then you zip it closed to compress it. Maybe. Yeah. Obviously, I need to learn how to do this more. I just got this, so we'll see how that goes. And I will tell you, from traveling a lot, not only with my husband and with my family, but for work, many years ago, I started just having my suitcase somewhat pre-stocked. I have my curling iron in there, my hairbrush in there, a pair of slippers in there, my makeup, my toiletries duplicated, so I'm not running around trying to pack and trying to transfer everything, or the morning that I leave and I'm using my curling iron, that I forget to put it in the suitcase. I have a set that lives in the suitcase. Do not take a hair blower. You don't need a hair blower. Ships have hair blowers, hotels have hair blowers, resorts have hair blowers. If you're missing one in your room or your cabin, call guest services. Tell them to get you a hair blower. You don't need to pack it. Other little tips. Now, my husband and I both got these large stainless steel water bottles. And ours has a nice handle, but that's very heavy to carry. So this is just a hack. I'm sure there are really official ones on Amazon, but we took a strap off like a duffel bag and put it through the handle. And you can use it hands-free to carry your water bottle. Totally up to you. Depends how much you think you're going to need one. Also, we do like to use our binoculars, particularly if you're going someplace like Alaska, Hawaii, Norway, sometimes even to the beach to watch the ships go by. But if you have room and if you have the weight, it's nice to pack your own binoculars. Now, if you are someone who likes to take wine with you on a cruise ship, if you do not have the beverage package or you do not have a loyalty status that includes drinks, you can bring on most ships 2 bottles of wine per cabin. And of course, on the airplane, they have to go in your checked bag. When you board the ship, they go in your carry-on. These are really great. They're called wine wings. Basically, they're bubble wrap inside a plastic wrap, and they have a dual seal that you fold over. So nice and tight if you want to take some with you. Or perhaps you're a person who likes to bring a bottle of wine home from wherever you're visiting. This is good for the return trip. A little note for my CPAP fellows. On a ship, you can even put it on your reservation ahead of time that you have a CPAP, and they will provide you with the bottle of distilled water and the power cord if there's not a plug next to the bed. And hotels, usually if you're at a resort or a hotel, you'll probably go to a grocery store and you can pick up some distilled water. But if you have a night on the road, maybe the night before your flight or the night in a hotel before your cruise ship, and you need some distilled water, I have a little bag. It's labeled CPAP water. A very cleaned out Mountain Dew bottle. If you fill this bottle almost all the way up, this will get you about 1.5 chambers. So you can at least get one night out of it, of distilled water, and not have to worry about using the tap water or trying to find some distilled water. Okay, so let's see where else we're at. Now, my husband and I like to travel, and we have several magnets that go on the doors. This was a gift, and I still use it to this day. So, you can pack them. They could go in that flat part of your suitcase, or it can go in the bottom of your roller bag. I kept the cardboard that they get shipped in because it helps it not get torn or ruined. And then I have my ship drawstring bag full of goodies. So, most of my stuff lives in here, and that way I'm not running around trying to find it. And then, when I empty it on the ship, I have a drawstring bag to wear ashore. Put the cane in there, because I might need it at some time. Put the umbrella in there, if the forecast is for rain. Maybe my beach towel, and I can head off the ship with that. So let's see what's in here. First off, everybody have a junk drawer at home? Probably. I have a junk drawer here. This bag is my junk drawer. So these are things that are probably not going to be needed, but when I do need them, I need them. And we have currently sailed on 3-night cruises up to 17-night cruises. So you're not always going to be near the nearest Walmart or Walgreens or CVS or wherever you get your stuff. So what are some things in the junk bag? I have a spare pair of my prescription glasses, because without them, I could probably get some cheaters somewhere, but I wouldn't be able to read. And that is one thing that I do like to do on a cruise. We do have, depending on where you're going, a security belt. This goes under your clothing, around your waist, under your clothing, and has a pouch big enough for your passport, only if you need it off the ship or in the country you're traveling to, and then another little area for money. So you can put some smaller bills on your person or in your travel purse, and keep a credit card and some other cash in there. But that doesn't always go ashore, so that's just waiting. We happen to have a little roll of tape. We have had to repair suitcases, even repair shoes along the way. Like I said, not everything ever comes out of this bag. I literally take the bag and I put it in a drawer, just like your junk drawer at home. But a few other things you might not have thought of. One of these goes on your glasses if you're doing a high risk activity, like a zip line. You don't want to look down and have your glasses go down without you. So I have one and my husband has one. What else is in here? Little baggie, paper clips, safety pins, rubber bands, extra pair of shoestrings, an eyeglass kit, put in your little screws, some spare screws, and a sewing kit. I'm going to tell you, 35 cruises in, multiple resorts, I have used this one time. But the one time I needed to use it, I really needed to use it. So I had a sewing kit. And that's all that's in my junk bag. I do have here, just to show you, I don't keep it in there all the time, but if you are a person who likes to wear a lanyard and put your cabin key in it, like that. The ships sell these, resorts sell these, beach stores sell these, but if you are ever at a work conference, any type of meeting where you wear a badge in here on a lanyard, save it. Now you have one for free. All right, in the rest of the goodie bag, we have clocks. We've traveled with these for, I don't know, probably 20 years. We have discovered that most of the ships don't have a clock, at least one in the room where I can, in the cabin, where I can see it. Sometimes they might be on your phone, but one time it was on my phone, yes, but the phone was on a wall across the cabin, so that is no good in the middle of the night. These are battery clocks, Walmart, Amazon, $6-ish. 2 batteries, lights up when you push on it, so at night you say, oh, what time is it? Lights up, touch the time. We actually have 2 of these, one for each side of the bed, and we have been to a couple of resorts that the resort did not have a clock in the bedroom. So that travels with us. Some of this stuff goes back and forth from cruises to travel. I recently started adding a portable fan. Very thin portable fan. And it charges with a USB cord. So I have only used it so far twice. So we'll see if that stays in the goodie bag or not. A couple of cooling towels. We took our family to Disney World this past October. There were 9 of us. I got one for everybody. I think maybe we used them one day because we had, unfortunately, some unseasonably cool days. But if you've ever been to a park in the middle of summer, whew, this is really helpful to cool you down quickly. Of course, I have towel clips going to the beach so they don't blow away. They clip on your chair. These can also be used out on your balcony if you have a balcony cabin or even a resort balcony, just to clip things while they're drying so they don't blow away in the wind. I also have a very small wristlet bag that will hold my phone and has a zipper portion for my room key, cabin key, driver's license, credit card, a little bit of money, whatever. If I'm just headed down to the beach, I'm not taking my purse really, just this. This is a waterproof bag that fits your Kindle. Kindle slips in there. You seal it, triple seal it, fold it over, snap it down. I use this when I am sitting in a chair at the water's edge and you're going to get splashed. I also like to sit on my float out in the water, and I have only had it fall in the water one time, totally dry. So I can really tell you from personal experience that this works. And it adjusts, so as I'm headed out in the water, getting situated on the raft, I can make it really tight just while I'm maneuvering, and then when I'm ready to read, I can loosen it up and hold it, and you can still operate swiping your Kindle. That same thing applies to a waterproof cell phone if you want to take some underwater pictures, perhaps. Depends what activity you are doing. Naturally, we have sunscreen. We also have some jellyfish screen. We haven't used this very often, but I still keep it in there. Depending on where you're going, you might want some bug spray. My mother and I were in Cozumel one time, and we did an excursion to some ruins. And fortunately, I had brought bug spray. And the other people on the tour, there were 7 of us, said, oh, we didn't know we would need bug spray. Okay, I'm thinking, the jungles in Mexico in the heat probably have mosquitoes. Can we borrow your bug spray? And I was like, yes, you may, after my mother and I are set. Then you can have at it. This, a lot of you have probably heard of this. This is Downy Wrinkle Release. If you can't find it in the laundry section, go find your travel section, because where your sample bottles are, it'll probably be there. But this is very helpful when you unpack your clothes. If there are wrinkles, wipe it with your hand and you're good to go. I will tell you, this is no longer allowed. One plug, multiple outlets. No longer allowed on Royal Caribbean. It may still be allowed on other cruise lines, but it's not allowed on Royal Caribbean. I wouldn't think Celebrity either, since they're the same parent company. But we do have a cube that is 4 USB ports with 1 plug, and that is allowed. So you can use that since a lot of things are USB ports today. A little quick mini first aid kit that has some band-aids, some tape, a little teeny set of scissors, a couple of baggies. You never know when you need them. I put an address label on them. That way I can actually, the address label isn't so somebody could identify whatever is in there, but if I want to write what it is, I can write on the label versus the plastic. Hand sanitizer for your cabin. This actually is one Royal Caribbean gave us shortly after they started sailing after COVID, and I've just kept it in my bag. Besides clipping using your towel clips, you could pack some clothespins. If you're in an inside cabin, you're going to have a laundry line in your shower. Well, all the cabins have a laundry line in the shower, but you don't have a balcony to dry things on, and you can throw a few things up there, but if you clip, you can usually get a couple items per clip in there. And I do have some extra twist ties, extra batteries for the clocks, and an extra hook. Let me show you what I mean by hook. On just about everything I have going on, I have a hook in case I want to attach it someplace else. And I also have a bottle of sanitizer all the time. Now for me, these are prescription glasses. I wear them all the time. So I wear eyeglass shade clips that go over top. I have a pair in my carry-on bag, and I throw a pair all the time in the cruise bag. I have lost more than one pair, and at least I have a backup with me. Tide pen for stains. I've also heard of using stain wipes, so I'm going to try them out coming up. And then a couple of things that you need to know about. Oh, I forgot about them. There. That you need to know about are magnets. For those that are new to cruising, your cabin walls and your door are metal. And you can use these magnets to put on the door. These come with a hook. This particular one comes with a hook that you screw into the top. You can hang your hats on it, your ball caps on it, a purse on it, on your cabin wall, and keep it off your tabletop so it makes more room. This little box of magnets, these are much smaller, and I use these ones for putting up any excursion tickets, the daily activity sheet, if you use a paper one. It's also on your cruise ship app, But if you use a paper one, anything that gets it off my tabletop and leaves more room for me. So I mentioned you couldn't take that other adapter, but you still can take this too. This is a plug that fits in the, there. It fits in the British outlet, European outlet, and gives you an American plug. Something like your curling iron could go in here. Don't put the hair blower in there, that's too powerful. But your curling iron could go in there. So you have a little extra outlet if you need. All right. I think that is about it. Oh, the thermometer goes with the first aid kit. And I have used this a couple times when I want to know if my family or myself need it. But also we were cruising with friends and my friend became ill and I could run down to her cabin and take her temperature. That is almost it for the bag. Couple more things I'm going to show you. Okay. This, I don't travel with this. This is in your hotel room or your cabin. If you have a hanger that's got hook clips, sometimes those window drapes do not close well. Pull them together, clip them with the hanger for the night. It keeps them closed better so the morning sun at maybe 5 or 6 a.m. does not wake you up, depending on where you are. And then your luggage tags. So this size tag holder is for Royal Caribbean Celebrity. I know Holland America, Princess, and I think NCL use the wider ones, wider by about that much. So you would have to look on Amazon for this. So what it is you get your luggage tags often sent to you via email in your cruise documents, and then typically it's the last page of the cruise document. So print off however many you think you're going to need. Follow the folding instructions. It's going to end up like this. Okay, so you fold it to the folding instructions, and then you slip it inside the luggage tag holder, and then you secure it to the handle of your bag. Now, don't put it on for the flight. These are going to come off. Frequently, they will come off. This is only to get onto the ship. Put them on in your hotel, or if you're driving and you're parking your car when you get to the parking lot. I mean, whatever. They're not for airplane travel. They're just to identify it for the ship. And you will see that for you newbies. It has your cabin number. Let me hold it this way. It has your cabin number, the deck you're on, the ship, the sail date. There's a place for your name, okay? And then it also has the location on the ship, the zone that you're in. And then your luggage will either be delivered to your room or it will be delivered to a hallway near you. And you have to go look for it and take it to your room. So that is how that is done. So those are the items that I think I wanted to cover for traveling. And I do want to mention, once you get to your room and you have met your cabin attendant, you can ask your cabin attendant for extra things. Extra blanket. My husband is way colder than I am. We get a blanket and we put it on half the bed just for him. Extra blanket. Same with pillows, same with hangers. You can ask for them. Also, if you want ice delivered, you have to ask for your ice. Many cruise lines now, unless you're in a suite, have gone to once a day cleaning instead of twice a day. So you may get asked, do you want morning or afternoon cleaning? That is a total preference for you. I have heard people who like the evening cleaning, which is done while they're at dinner, so the room's all made up and the drapes are pulled and all set up for nighttime. Personally, we like the morning clean because we like to leave our cabin, have it cleaned, and come back to a clean cabin. You can also ask for extra glasses to drink from, wine glasses. You can ask for a bottle opener, wine opener, corkscrew if you don't have one. I like bar soap. Usually we get 1 bar. I like a bar at the sink and a bar in the shower, so ask for an extra bar of soap. You can ask for robes if you are of the loyalty status that they will loan them to you to wear, the white waffle weave robe or the terry robes, whatever that cruise line carries. You can also make sure that you're going to get your CPAP water and your CPAP cord. So those are things you can ask your cabin attendant. I do keep it on a list because I don't want to forget either when I get there. So I have it written down for me. Okay, I hope this was helpful. I watch a lot of other people's videos. There are a lot of things that I do know now, but I didn't know when I started. And every now and then I'll still come across something where I go, oh, I'll try that. Like these packing cubes. I'm going to see how that works for me. So I hope that you have a great day, and it is Suitcase Sunday for me, truly. Bye-bye.